Hey, what's up guys? It's Woodie Landeros. You guys are watching Woodie's Journey. This week I'm going to be talking to you guys about, well, our very first goat that we ever had, which is Manchita. She's actually over here. A few weeks ago we had mentioned how we lost her sister when we first got her due to coccidiosis, and getting a new baby goat was really difficult to do, and it was kind of a stressful moment. Believe it or not, what I'm going to share with you guys was actually an even more stressful moment after we thought we had achieved our goals. So what I mean by achieving like our little mini goal was pretty much just to keep the baby goat alive, which was Kimchi. And if you haven't seen that, I'll go ahead and link it up above. But this is actually not even about Kimchi. It's about Manchita, like I said in the beginning. So I'll just kind of take it back a little bit further behind when we first got Manchita. After Manchita's sister passed away, we immediately started looking for goats. And we found one that was just down the street that they had said that they have a goat available. But when we got there, we saw the goat that we were ready to purchase like go away to another person that had bought them. It kind of sucked because we were gonna get another girl goat, but the lady had came out, she had told us, sorry, first come, first serve. We were like, that's fine. And we were like, well, let's still take a look at your goats. So we went back there. It was kind of it was like a scrappy barn looking place. Still loved it though. We saw this other baby goat, which was Billy. Billy, he was super skittish. It was kind of weird for us because Manchita was so like loving and close to us. She was bottle fed, and Billy was not bottle fed. He wasn't really close to us, but we kind of just, like, it was our first time really buying another goat besides Mitzi and Manchita. So we were like, well, let's just get him and then we'll train him. I'm sure he'll be the same as a girl goat. It's simple, and that way she just has like a companion for the time. So Billy and Manchita, I would say their love story happened there. Anyways, as time went on, we started to realize that a boy goat is not exactly like a girl goat. Boy goats do a bunch of weird things, like for one, they pee on themselves to try to attract their female partner. And so he just started to get really, really stinky, but we still tried to, to pet him every once in a while. We washed him down. We tried to be like his friend. But then I think the hormones started to kick in and he started to fight me. Every single time I went in to try to feed him, he would like horn me in the back of my leg, would completely just like charge me. So it was like he started making it into a game, but I went in there like a bit more soft and trying to still be his friend. I'm like, okay, I'm no threat. I am not into Manchita. We're friends, like just chill. But he still kept on being like that, so we just didn't want that to happen to Manchita, so we separated them. And then this is when he started to get a bit more aggressive. I think he was, I think all he had in his mind was, I want to be with Manchita. We just didn't feel too comfortable with doing that. As the time went on, we realized maybe this isn't the best fit because all of the animals that we want to have here on our farm, we want them to be very kids safe. We want it to feel like a petting zoo environment. And that quickly led us to the fact that we need to get rid of Billy. So we put out different posts online for sale, and we finally got somebody that said that they wanted to show up. So we were like, I guess we imagined this goodbye ceremony that Manchita and Billy would maybe just like hang out in the shade together. But for the 5 minutes that we tried for them to have this like, just like, we just like imagined like a headbutt, and we were like, okay, cool. But they kind of did a little bit more. Let's just say their relationship developed quickly. Anyways, the person that had inquired about him online, he came to go pick him up, and we were like, maybe she's pregnant. As the months went on, her stomach looked similar as the other goat, which is Petunia. She's over there also eating hay. And we just were like, it didn't happen, nothing happened, she's not pregnant. At times, other goats, some goats could get bloated, so it could look like they're pregnant, and then they kind of slim down. So it's really hard to kind of tell unless you get an ultrasound. But we were like, it's probably nothing. Slowly but surely, Manchita's udder started getting bigger. She stopped climbing up on top of the wood platform. She started walking a little bit slower. She was eating a bit more. She was hanging out in the shade a bit more. Honestly, we didn't think that she was pregnant. We actually thought that she was getting sick. So we started getting nervous that, there was something wrong with her, especially since her sister, she got sick and she passed away. But one day we realized that there was a bit of milk coming out of her teeth, and we quickly started to go into panic zone. It was especially with Rebecca, all hell broke loose, because it was like Manchita is gonna have a baby, or could possibly have a baby, and that means that we need to be on our A game. We need to be ready to we've never had a goat birth in our farm. We've only bought goats at a certain age where we don't have to deal with that anymore because of our first experience with Mitzi. I will say Rebecca was a bit more stressed than I was. I think it was amazing, because I can just see what I see in her, the world's greatest mother was coming alive in this moment. She had all of the things in a to-do list, all of these, she had a pregnancy bag. I'm I don't know, the goat's just gonna pop out the other goat and it's gonna be fine and she'll just deal with it. There's none of this stuff is out in the wild. But I'm so happy that she had all of those things prepared, because as we got closer to the day, I started kind of freaking out, because I'm well, I don't want to lose Manchita. And that started to become an even bigger fear than even having to raise a baby goat in the farm. When it was about time for Manchita to have this baby, we had already bought our tickets to Tulum so that we can go wedding venue shopping. So we had to leave for an entire week. The stress built up even more, because it was we can't even be there. So we actually got a Ring camera, and we set it up so that while we were gone, we can kind of keep an eye on her. And every single little movement, Rebecca would wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, at 4 o'clock in the morning. She would be up until 12 o'clock in the morning, not sleeping, because she was just checking every single little moment. Manchita would stand and drink water, and she would be is she standing normal? Does she look comfortable? Does she look okay? We should have moved the bag here. We should have done this. She was panicking, and that was 100% necessary, because she was just around the corner from having this baby. Now, the crazy part is that she waited for us. I legit am telling you guys that she waited for us. When we got back from Tulum, straight up right away, she was starting to show signs that she was gonna have the baby within 24 hours. Legit, there was not even gonna be any time to even do any sort of thinking, or no, she's pregnant for sure. She's gonna have the baby within 24 hours for sure. It was a really cool moment knowing that she waited for us to come back from Tulum. Oh, go enjoy your vacation, I'll hold the baby. And when she was about to have the baby, once again, Rebecca was a bit more stressed and panicked about the fact that, it was gonna happen right now. And I kind of didn't feel like it was gonna happen right now. I felt like maybe we were gonna need to wait one more week. Right when those signs showed up, maybe 3 hours passed by before it was mom laying there by herself, Manchita just chilling, and then 3 hours pass, and this baby was born on our farm. What insanity, insane. This, I don't know if any of you have ever seen a birth, any sort of birth, I mean, I've seen like the chicks hatch out of the eggs, but that's not the same. Like, it's definitely not the same. And seeing like Buttercup, which is the baby goat's name, come out of Manchita, like just blech, and then like born, like she's there, like that was life. My heart was pounding. I felt like, whoa, like we like, this is happening. Like, this is happening here in our property. Like, who would have ever thought that 2 years ago, I wouldn't even have imagined that I would have had a goat. And now we have like a goat giving birth in our farm. That moment will forever have like a special place in my heart, because I feel like we became like parents with Manchita. Like, this is our baby too. All of the you know, all of the feelings that kind of calmed down, and that we were feeling this like, oh my gosh, it's a cute baby goat, and look at how cute, all of these things, like just that like fun moment of like birth and like life happening. Then instantly right after, the stress came back in, the anxiousness, the fact that we had to keep this goat alive. Like, Kimchi came in when she was a little bit older, so we were finishing out her bottle feeding. This was like from the beginning. This is like day one she was born, and we have to like teach her how to milk off of her mother, and we have to start teaching her how to bottle feed. We have to start, you know, progressively doing all of these things that we really never have done ever on this farm. I just applaud Rebecca for putting in all of the research, because I feel like we were able to just say, hey, what's on the paper? Like, how do you do this, this, and this? And Rebecca had all these things showing up from Amazon, and like, oh yeah, we got, I can't even say an imaginary word, because I don't understand half of the things that Rebecca that Rebecca does with the goat milk and the bottle feeding and all of this stuff. Like, it's like crazy complex for me to even comprehend. Fast forward to today, we've been hanging out and caring for this little goat, Buttercup. She is just such a sweetheart, because you can see like all of Manchita's personality of when she was a baby. It's so similar, and it's so funny. And the even funnier part is the fact that when we got Billy, and Billy started getting, you know, the hormones kicking in, Rebecca didn't want, like, Rebecca was ready to get Billy out way, way sooner. And I was telling her that, well, if he's not gonna be meat, and he's not gonna be for milk, because he can't, then he needs to give a baby to the farm. It's just funny that he did. And Buttercup is Billy's baby. Oh, don't be like that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. Comment down below if you like this video, if you like this format. I tried to kind of blend it in with like what I used to do, which was a Breaking Walls playlist, where I kind of pull back the curtain and talk about stories that you normally wouldn't post about. So, say goodbye, Buttercup. Bye, guys.